All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 360 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Good boy, my ass.
There's this little convenience store that I sometimes stop at on my way home from work. It's a sketchy place. I feel like every time I go in there, I'm kind of like rolling the dice with my physical safety. You know, there's people hanging out in there that are questionable at best. A lot of hoodies. And a lot of people that are just like hanging out and chewing. They're standing there chewing. You know what I mean? They're one of their eyes going off, like a lazy eye. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on in there. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what's going on in there. The owners, they're the people that run it. I don't know if they're owners. I guess they're owners. They're I don't know. I have no idea what their nationality is. I have no idea. I wouldn't want to guess. But but there's a whole bunch of them. They're probably nephews and sons and stuff that are working in there, and they walk a fine line between being rude and being nice. They're not. I wouldn't say they're rude, but they're definitely not nice. They don't greet you when you walk through the door. They don't say much to you when they're ringing you up. They're all business, And this, when I get off at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, there's no places to buy a six-pack. There's no place to buy that except because all the grocery stores close at 9 o'clock. This happened when COVID came through. COVID ruined everything. All the grocery stores used to be 24 hours a day. Now they close at 9 o'clock. Bullshit. So you can't go, even Walmart. Walmart doesn't sell beer anyway, but, if I want a six-pack or a four-pack or something, there's two places I get to. This sketchy-ass convenience store and Sheets. Sheets over in the town next to us. But the Sheets is, I don't know. I mean, both of them have their ups and downs. Both of them have their pluses and their minuses. So that if I go to Sheets, there's this guy that works there. He's always there. I think he works 7 days a week. I don't know. Every time I go in there, he's there, and he always makes comments about my age. He looks at my license. Here you go, young man. I'm like, can we just possibly just not talk about age this time? God, I mean, not that I care all that much, but God, it puts me. In an awkward, I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're 6 years older than I am, and say, okay, I don't know. God, you're a Sagittarius, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that means, but yeah, I've looked it up, and that's what I don't know. So I don't like going in there because of that. I don't want to have these awkward, weird conversations with this weirdo. He's all right. He's nice, but he means well, I think. I don't know. And then there's this sketchy ass. One time I went in this convenience store. One of the local weathermen from the TV, one of the TV weathermen, was in there buying 2 giant jugs of cheap wine or something. And I was like, what the? So anyway, the only reason I stop in there sometimes, and every time I buy the same thing: Goose Island IPA. 4-pack, tall, 16 ounces, right? So 2 of those are perfect. When I get off work, drink 2 of those babies, and I'm good. I'm not sitting there guzzling the entire 4-pack or something. I just drink 2 of those, and I'm good for the night. That's good. It takes the edge off, knocks the edge off of the day, and Sharon V tells me, I'm buying so much beer up in northeastern Pennsylvania, she has to reach deep deep into the coolers all around town, all around the valley, that I personally am causing a beer shortage. Give me a break. Never been so offended. All right, what are we talking about? Oh, so they have, I get that Goose Island. It's not very good, but it's not bad, and it costs $6.99 for a 4-pack. I think they got it priced wrong. It's more expensive everywhere else. And everything else they sell in there is expensive as shit. They have a lot of craft beer in there. A lot. I mean, I don't know if this stuff's being rotated out. I don't know about the dating on that stuff, because I don't think any of these ne'er-do-wells that are hanging out in there, these people with teeth like the top of a castle, people hanging out in there in hoodies chewing, you know what I mean? And it's like leaning against the wall. I don't think these guys are buying any, dogfish head. I don't think that's really in their wheelhouse. And then this place also sells. They have like a cabinet, like an old stereo cabinet from like the 70s, 80s. Has a glass door on it, sitting there, and there's liquor bottles inside of it. They sell shots of liquor. You can buy a shot of liquor right at the counter. Like, you can walk up and make a purchase and take a shot of liquor right out of that stereo cabinet. How is that legal? I don't know. How is that possibly? I don't know. And they got bongs in there. They probably have fleshlights and butt plugs. Who knows? Places. I don't know. This place gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I go in there to get that Goose Island IPA for $6.99, and then I hit the highway and hightail it out of there before I get knifed or something. And so anyway, the other night I went in there, and I stopped in there. It'd probably been 3 weeks, right? 3-4 weeks. And there's this little guy that works in there. He's there most of the time. And I buy the Goose Island IPA every time. And I walk in there, he goes, "No IPA, no IPA, no IPA, no IPA." And he's like dancing around the floor and waving his hands in the air. "No IPA, no IPA." I said, "What the shit? What the hell is this?" He goes, I went back there, and the section, like the place where that Goose Island usually is empty. I said, "What, are you going to discontinue it?" He goes, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I guess they're going to get more into. I don't know what that means. I don't know. The guy's dancing around. He's like spinning around in circles. "No IPA. No IPA." Like, what in the hell? What is going on? What is that? So anyway, I don't know. I think I got some Pabst or something. I don't think I'm ever going back in there. They can pack it. I don't need to go in there anymore. That shit's weird. I saw that guy at Aldi the other day. That dude was dancing around giving me the no IPA dance. I saw him in there buying a bunch of shit with his wife or something. Whatever. I don't know. It's weird when you see people out of context. The only time I've ever seen this guy is like in that weird store, and then I see him at Aldi. It's like weird. It's like disjointing. I don't know. Is that the right word? I don't know, but it throws you off. It's like when you're a kid and you used to see a teacher like at a grocery store or something. See a teacher at the Rite Aid or whatever. It's like, that's weird. I only thought teachers existed inside the school. I didn't know they had real lives. They're out there buying like stuff like normal people. I didn't know that even happened. I thought they just existed in the school itself. I didn't know that they were out in the community and stuff. Same thing with this guy. "No IPA, no IPA." It's like he's taunting me almost. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think the guy's a little whacked. So that happened. Yesterday, Tony and I went to Costco. And down in Allentown, where the sky is blue, the birds are chirping, people are skipping through the streets hand in hand. It's a wonderland down there in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We went to Costco, do some Christmas shopping, and we ended up buying. We got some stuff. We ended up buying a computer for Tony. Her computer that she uses here is old. It's very old, and she's been complaining about it being slow as shit. It's a desktop computer. It's really slow, and she can't get anything done. Sometimes she's down there pounding her fists on the on the desk, out of frustration, So we saw this. It's a Dell. You get the tower, a keyboard, and a mouse. That's all, and it was $150 off normal price. Had a whole pallet of them, and it was a really good price. And both of us were like, we need to get that. We need to get that. Replace your old junk heap. You can't keep a desktop computer for 10 years. They don't. They're not made for that. So we ended up buying that. We didn't expect to be spending that much money. We were supposed to be buying gifts for like the kids and stuff. And we ended up buying something. Basically for her or for us, I guess. So anyway, we did that. Bought some other stuff. And it wasn't too crowded. We were braced. Tony kept warning me, you don't have much patience. You're going to have to know. Going to Costco in mid-December, it's going to be crazy, so you're going to have to just take some deep breaths and deal with it. I said, I'm fine. I don't need lectures. God, what are you basing this on? She goes, 30 years of history. I know how you are. I said, all right. So we go down there. The parking lot's pandemonium. I'm already like getting ratcheted up in the parking lot. People are like, I don't know. Everybody I don't know. People think that the whole world revolves around them and have no care in the world. They don't care at all about anybody else. If they get in your way, you're just going to have to wait. This is my right as a human being. To take my time, to do whatever I want. People have a sense of entitlement. It's unbelievable. I don't know what's going on. I think that might have something to do with COVID, too. I'm blaming everything on COVID. I don't know. But anyway, so we went inside the store. We finally found a parking spot. Had to walk real far. But then when we got inside the store, it wasn't that crowded. There was certainly plenty of people in there. But the amount of cars in the parking lot versus the level of packedness inside the store didn't really correspond. It felt like, because we've been in there where there's a line of people. All the way down the main aisle, all the way back to the meat department, back in where the food and stuff is. We've been in there where it's just incredible, like mind-blowingly packed. But it wasn't like that on Saturday. Walked around there, bought some stuff. We got some things done. We bought that computer. That was not planned. That was just like on a whim. Just buy a computer on a whim. And that was fun. It's kind of fun. It wasn't bad. And then we went to Shangy's, which is the big beer emporium, bought a couple things. And that wasn't too crowded either, although it was certainly wasn't empty. That place is crazy. That place is wild. I've never been in a beer store like that. It's like the size of a small grocery store. It's all beer. Crazy. So then we went to Cracker Barrel for dinner. And I don't know. The kids are, one of them's in Pittsburgh. The other one was at work. Things seem like they're calm now. And it was a nice day. It was sunny, and it was, we were just together, and, doing stuff. It was fun. It was enjoyable. But when we were driving back, we passed by this on the turnpike. We passed by this Alpo factory, dog food factory, and it smells horrific. I couldn't smell anything on the way down there. But on the way back, it was dark. It was getting dark, and it smelled. I don't know I don't know what time of day. But anyway, it was. It's a stomach churning stench. And every time we like, imagine working in that place. Imagine working there as doing that for a living in a dog food factory. And just the smell when you're driving past it on a highway, it's horrific. I mean, it is nasty. Then I asked Tony, I said, what's the worst thing you ever had to do? What's the nastiest, grossest thing you ever had to do at a job? And she was like, I can't really think of anything. And she goes, oh, wait a minute. When I worked at she worked at a record store in Atlanta called Sound Warehouse. They asked her, she refused. So she didn't actually do this, but they told her to go clean the men's room, that there's a mess in the men's room. And she went in there, and she said somebody blew diarrhea all over the room, and there was like a pair of tighty-whities stuck to the wall in the. She goes, nope. She goes, I'm not doing that. She told him that she's not. I'm not. She went in there and was like, oh my God, it's like a house of horrors, you know. She goes, I'm not doing that. Nope, you can fire me, whatever. So they made this other guy do it. And she just refused to do it. She goes, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't really have gross stuff either. The only thing I can think of, which was gut-wrenching, was when I worked at Fast Check, we had to make grind up burger sometime. Go back there and grind up hamburger when we'd run out at night. And there was this big barrel. It's gross. It's disgusting. Like, you'd grind up actual beef. That part wasn't so bad. You put it in the grinder, comes out. But you have to put fat. There's like this barrel of fat in there that was like been sliced up. The butcher had like trimmed off of other meat, like other beef or whatever. I don't know if it's all beef. I don't know. It's a barrel of fat is all it is. So you'd have to throw in some fat, you know, you can't just be straight burger, you know. So you'd have to add, it was disgusting. I mean, just holding that jiggly ass white, oh God, it makes me sick just thinking about it. And it mixed, and they were always like, no, throw in more. They wanted that thing cut, man, because that store was ridiculous. They were running scams out of that place. They were trying to sell that burger. You know, they were trying to make that beef, stretch that beef as far as they could get away with. You know, put more fat in there. You know, dig deep in that fat barrel. It was disgusting. The stuff would like pop out, like shooting out of the thing. Every once in a while there'd be like a popping sound and it would shoot on the wall. You know, it was gross. But you know, most of the time I worked in an office setting, so I didn't have to do too much grossness. Although at this, there was this one time I almost vomited, and I'm not joking. This is not an exaggeration. There was this guy. I don't know what in the hell was going on with this guy, but he would store like meat and eggs and stuff. Like he'd go to the cafeteria and get breakfast. So he'd have like fried eggs and bacon and other stuff. Boiled eggs sometimes, and he would put it in one of his drawers, in the drawers of his desk, and he'd separate. There was like it would be like a layer of bacon, and then he'd put like a paper towel, and then he'd put like fried eggs in between, and then another layer, and there'd be food. There's like food in this guy's desk. And then the stuff would start going rotten. It would stink. There'd be like fruit flies flying around in there. And you walk by there and you're like, what in the hell? It smells like somebody's decomposing over there. You know, his desk was a disgusting mess. I had to share a desk with him one time many years ago. And it was like terrible. I mean, the guy's just, I don't know. But, you know, he had his desk full one time with this meat. He had like bacon and shit, ham, like slices of ham in there in his desk drawer to the point, and he would just leave it in there. I don't know if he was taking a hit off of it during, like he'd be like working, like doing his job, and then take a hit off a boiled egg out of his desk drawer. I don't know, but one time it got out of hand, and it stunk up the entire area around his desk. And I was like, I got to get rid of this shit. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to clear that thing out. I don't care if he likes it or not. Stuff's going in the trash. It's gross. Who keeps bacon in their desk drawer? What in the hell? So I went over there with a bag, and I was going to clear that thing out. I opened the drawer, and I didn't see anything. And then I lifted some paper out of the way, and it released this puff of funk. It went right in my face. Just this powerful punch to the face of horrific. I mean, just a stench like none other. And I was literally over there gagging. I was on the verge of puking, like just throw it up right back into this guy's drawer. That's what I should have done. Just puked in there and closed it and walked away. But anyway, that was gross. That was gross. So those are the only two things I've had that are really, really disgusting. You guys have anything like that? Disgusting stuff that you were asked to do or forced to do at work or had to do at work. There's other stuff that I did. It wasn't disgusting. It was scary. Like at Fast Check, there was a sign. When I think back on this, there was a sign right over the door, up on the roof. There's like an overhang. There's like an overhang, and then there was a sign up there, like one of those signs you could change, those with those plastic letters and stuff. And every week they put the specials up there. They'd make me climb up there in the middle of winter. It was covered in ice. It was, you have to climb up on there. It's slicker than cat shit on a marble floor. Standing up there on the edge of this thing. If I fell off that thing, I'd be dead. High up on this ledge, covered in, like 6 inches of ice. It's super slick. And I'm up there putting, Quaker Oats, 89 cents, bleach, Clorox bleach, whatever. Putting this stuff up there. I had a list, had all the letters. And it's slick. I could have easily fallen off backwards off that thing. Every time I think about it, I don't like heights, for one thing. And every time I think about that, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. They made me go up there. They didn't give a shit. They couldn't care less, And there was another thing. I don't even want to get into it. All right, but there was stuff that we had to do there that was scary. And when I worked at that toll bridge, the Dunbar Toll Bridge. Hang on a second, my throat's too much talking. Whew. All right, I just had a coughing jag. But anyway, when I worked at the Dunbar Toll Bridge, they had these lights that hung down on chains so that, barges and stuff that were going down the river wouldn't hit the bridge. It was, so that you could see it from far off, So it was these long chains that hung down, and they had lights, like light bulbs in them, right? Inside this casing, right? So those things will burn out. You have to go out you have to climb up on the bridge. You go up on the bridge, climb down on this little catwalk little thing, this little platform. You're just over the river, like way up high. I don't like heights, right? And you have to take this stick with a hook in the end of it and pull the chain up with the light bulb at the bottom. It's almost like one of those lights that mechanics use and they hang them, that kind of thing. Had like some kind of housing at the bottom of it. So you have to use this like a stick with a hook in the end of it and pull the thing up there, change the light bulb. You're standing unprotected on some platform, and it's not like there's any kind of like railing around it or anything. You just stand there. Scary, man. I can't believe I did that. I should have said no, like Tony did. I'm not doing that. Are you serious? You can fire me if you want. I should have, because I'm not. Somebody put their underwear on the wall and adhered with diarrhea. I'm not doing that. I'm not going out on some platform either. And I'm not going to climb up on the stupid ice-covered lead or overhang and change that sign either. God. They just ask you to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, they just take advantage. Making $3.35 an hour. That's what I was making at Fast Check. $3.35. That was the minimum wage. If as Chris Rock would say, if they could pay you less, they would. But it's against the law. You know. So anyway, what do you have on that? What do you have? Jobs where you had to do something disgusting or something dangerous? Tell me about it. I wouldn't want to work in an Alpo factory. That shit is nasty, baby. We're driving by there. I'm like gagging too. It's gross. It smelled like that guy's meat drawer at the. You know, it's an office, like an office. He keeps like boiled eggs in there. And fried eggs, and I don't know, who knows? Probably has poached eggs in there. I don't know. Anyway, it's disgusting. Let's see what else we have in the old list here. Oh, when we were driving back from Costco, we were listening to Sirius XM, the what is it called? Classic Rewind. It was a classic rock channel, and one of my least favorite classic rock songs. A song that sucks so bad, and so many people say they love it. I mean, it sucks. It's terrible. It's Bob Seger, Turn the Page. For one thing, it's slow and mournful. It has some kind of sad horn in it. Things suck. He's bitching, he's complaining, whining about being on the road. This is, how tough it is on the road. Yeah. You blow it out your ass. Go out there and clean eggs, clean bacon out of some guy's rancid bacon out of a drawer. Climb up on pull a, go out there with a stick with a hook in it on a platform. One little, one little blast of a breeze or something knock you into the river, go spend a week in my shoes, bitching about being on the road. Oh, well, cry me a river, Bob Seger. I'm sorry you don't have take home a Santa sack full of cash every night. I hate that song. I like Bob Seger. I don't have any problem with him for the most part. I mean, some of his lyrics are ridiculous, but like that. We've discussed it before, but that Turn the Page, that thing sucks. I don't know why people love it so much. I don't know why it gets played all the time. That thing's terrible. Cry me a river. You have to go out on the road. It's repetition and stuff. Big deal. Yeah, try to live out. Yeah, that's what happens with these bands. Like these bands, say like the Romantics. I'm just pulling one out of my ass. Okay, they go through their whole career. They have two hits. They're lucky, A lot of bands don't have any hits. They have 2 hits, and they end up breaking up. Nobody gives a shit anymore. They're at some point, or like the Knack, for instance. You go through. You have like a couple of hits, put out 2 or 3 albums. Nobody listens to them anymore. They break up, and they go out. And we're just going to go live a normal life. We need to have a civilian's life. They do that for like a year, and they're right back. The bands, they're like, screw that. We thought we were complaining. We were complaining when we were in a rock band, and and I'm not going to work in an office. Are you serious? No way. That's why all those bands get back together. Everything's going down. They're not as popular as they used to be. They're arguing with each other. They're blaming each other, and then they say, "Screw it. We're gonna go join the private sector. Let's just do it. Let's go out." And they go get a job, and it sucks so bad. I mean, it's just incredibly demoralizing. They just can't believe it. I'm like, people do this. And then the band gets back together miraculously. It happens over and over and over, and they go back out on the road. That road that they hated. Turn the page. anyway, listen to that. I was bitching about that. Tony probably enjoyed that. I did about 10 minutes on that song. Turn the page. All right, Bob. All right. Anyway, enough about that. We're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening. Give me a call. Tell me about jobs you've had where you had to do something really nasty or something very dangerous or anything else you want to talk about. I don't care. It doesn't have to be about that. But, give me a call. 570-290-8151 is the number. You can call me around the clock, 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter. It's just voicemail, so you can call anytime you want. You can have a few pops and give me a call. No IPA. No IPA. Well, you drink something else. You don't have to drink an IPA. You can, have a few pops of something. And then give me a call, 570-290-8151. And if you want 2 episodes a week instead of a measly one, you can do that too by heading to patreon.com. It's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get an extra episode every week. Not every once in a while. Not every month. That's for suckers. So do it up. Patreon.com/Jeff K. And surfreportpod.com is the home of the website. That's where you'll get expanded show notes, photographs, links, what have you. That's surfreportpod.com. Check that out. If you're so inclined. All right, we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for everything. Until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side. Hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Dig deep in that fat barrel.